Hello there, welcome back to another video. So in the previous video we talked about data types and variables, and we said to declare a variable all you have to do was type the type. You have to type the type of the variable, the name of the variable, and assign it a value. But what happens now if we were to assign a value that's not directly the type of our variable? So in this case we have int, and we're assigning an int, but what happens if I enter a float like this and I print it out? Let's see what happens. So let's run it and we get 23. So what happened was C++ did an implicit type conversion. Whenever you assign a value that is not the exact type of the variable, C++ will try its best to make it that type. So in this case, between numbers, which are our int, float, and doubles, if you convert a float or double to an int, like we did just now, what C++ does is it just takes everything behind the decimal place and cuts it off. So now it's an integer. So it just removes the decimal numbers. And if you go from int to float or double, it just adds a 0.0. So in this case, if I have float price and I put 25, we see that we get 25, and that's because the way my compiler does it is if it gets 25.0, it just ignores the 0.0 because it's the same as saying 25. So that's just something the compiler does. But note that when you convert a float or double to an integer, if you convert an integer to a float or double, it will add a 0.0f for a float and 0.0 for the double. Okay, so that's conversion between numbers. Now let's talk about numbers and booleans. So numbers and booleans. So let's say I have a bool, hungry, and I assign it 500. So let's take this, get rid of it, put it here, hungry. Let's see what we get. We get 1. So what does this 1 mean? This 1 means true. And if it's 0, it means false. Again, this is the way my compiler outputs. Yours might say true or false directly, but for me it says 1 or 0. What happens if I put a negative number? Let's see. We get 1 as well, so that's also true. And if I put in some numbers here, make it a double or make it a float, and run it, we get 1. What happens if we put 0 then? We get 0. So any non-zero number, when you try to convert it to a bool, it becomes true. So non-zero, for instance, 100 or negative 500, 25.5, this all converts to true or 1. And then if you put 0, so there's only 3 values, there's 0, 0.0f, and 0.0, this converts to false, which is 0. So what happens if we try to convert a bool to a number? So let's put int num, and let's put true. So if I take this and print num, let's comment this one out, run it, we get 1. And if I put false, we get 0. So when you convert a bool to a number, you only get 2 values. You get 1 or 0. So bool to number, if it's true, you get 1, and false, you get 0. So the interesting thing is, if you were to convert an integer to a bool, like we did earlier, like 500, and you tried converting this back to an integer, you will not get back 500. Instead, you will get 1. Any non-zero number becomes true, any 0 number becomes false, and if you do the other way around, true value becomes 1 and false becomes 0. So it's not a two-way translation. And then finally, let's talk about characters. So let's put car, and let's say car to int. So no, into car, and I put in 65. And then let's have an int car to int, and I'll put in a. So if I print into car, come on, and lined car to int, what would we get? Would we get an error? Because, this is not a number, so how can we convert it? Let's see. What did I do here? Oh, semicolon, never forget that. Okay, so we this 0 came from here. Let's just print it again. Okay, so we get A 65. So this printed out A, and this printed out 65. So unlike with Booleans, we see that there is a two-way relation here. If you convert an integer to a character and convert that character back to an integer, you get that same value. And what does this value mean? Why does converting 65 give you A and A gives you 65? Well, it's because of the ASCII conversion. ASCII is basically a way to represent characters using decimal or hexadecimal, depends on your number system, but in this case, 65 gives us A, 66 gives us B. If you want a digit, 48 gives us the digit 0. Okay, this is not an integer, this is the character digit 0. And 55 gives us 7. So let's try 55. Run it. And we get 7. Let's try 66. So that should be 1 after A, right? Because 65 was A. So let's try 66. And we get B. Okay, now what happens if I try to do a float to character? So if I were to do this, let's see what happens. Because you can't have a 66.66 in the ASCII table, as we see here, you have to have a whole number. So let's try it and see what happens. Run it, and we get B. So why did we get B? Well, it's because when we have a float here, to convert to a character, we need an integer. So what happens is C++ says, okay, we have a float, let's convert that to an integer, and then let's convert that to a character. Okay, so integer is kind of like the middle person when you're doing these implicit type conversions. And if I put in bool, then this would be 0, and 0 is this, I guess, null character. I'm not sure what that does, but let's try it. Okay, we get an error. I guess, oh wait, no. Ah, silly me. I meant false. All right, let's try it again. Okay, so we got nothing. All right, so if we try true, what is true? Start of heading. Okay, so these are text formatting characters. So it's hard to test those, but basically if you put in true, it would convert to an int 1 and then convert to a character. And if you put in false, it would convert to an int 0 and then convert to a character. Likewise, if I were to convert a character to a bool, so let's say bool to car, and I put in A is a positive number, right? It's 65. So if I convert this and run it, we get 1, which means true. Okay, so that's implicit type conversion. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.